Sandi Byrd is going to be joining me tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about some basketball and a little bit of no, just basketball, Hillside basketball. Where's she from? What we do, things of that nature. So here she go. I see her. All right. So now, Sandy, you can just come on in. Yeah, we coming. She should be coming in any minute now. I see it. Okay, there we go. Bam. There we go. You just go ahead. Yep, here we go.
Ah,
Da, da, da,
I-
da, da. Ladies and gentlemen, Sandi Byrd just made it into the building. What's up, girl? How you doing?
good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Yo, you have aged a bit. Aged a bit. So, all right. Now let's go. Let's get right into it. Now, did you play bitty basketball at all?
I did. I started playing basketball. So I moved to Hillside the summer after third grade. So I started fourth grade in Hillside.
Okay.
And I think it was in fourth grade that the flyers came out for, girls bitty basketball. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I think almost every girl I knew in Hillside was playing
Right.
bitty basketball, at least from my school, because the schools were separated, right? So most of the girls that I knew and I met, new girls, I was like, wow, this is okay. And some of us hung strong like for years through that time.
Yeah. It's like I was saying. Like I was giving you like a nice little intro, and I thought I was waiting for you to pop right in and everything like that. But like when I set off the intro, it was like your group, that core of girls, Sharon Johnson, Sharita Freeman, Tiffany Franklin. It was a couple of others. Please don't kill me. Candace Hill, Muslima McClendon. Like you
Yep.
girls came down with Coach Platt. Came down to Central. I remember this like yesterday because I think the WNBA was coming like the next year, something like that. Fast forward to Pat did, of course. And you girls came out. Anika Simmons. That was another one. I gotta get her too. You know, and like you guys came out, and it wasn't no nah. Don't let the girls play. Like guys were letting y'all play, and that like, can you walk me through that experience?
So I think by that point we had developed such a bond and a relationship because most of us played more than basketball.
Right.
Most of
Yeah.
us did. We did drill teams. We played softball together. So in school together. So being in these multiple sports and being coached by some of the parents, right? Like it was like once you get older and you've gone through these things together,
Mm.
it's like all right, we taking on whoever because
Yeah.
you already have that bond. You how that is gonna go.
Mm. No, but cause y'all came out, and I'll never forget because like we talking Central. I had to turn my head back. We talking Central.
Hmm.
And like when y'all came down from Central, y'all wasn't from around the way like that. Y'all was up the hill. Y'all was more so like DePal and George Washington and schools like that.
Hmm.
Like the reason why I know because I stayed with my grandmother up there, and y'all came out. I'll never forget that first day Coach Platt brought y'all out, Mr. Platt to everybody else. you know, we brought y'all out. Well, he brought y'all out, and he really taught like I think he's like a coach Sellers to the males as he would be to you girls. And then even Coach Sellers was like, yo, those girls, they got him to raising his daughter. Like he named all you guys. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah, Coach Platt was our teacher first,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So look,
yeah.
when you think about all these, like we had more than just getting on a basketball playing. We
Mhm.
had him for a whole year as a teacher.
Right.
Then we had the bonds with each other. So by the time we were playing at Central and going to basketball camp together, it
Oh,
was a
you broke
wrap.
it up. But now you girls got an opportunity to go to basketball camp too. Like I didn't know that. That's another part.
Yeah, we went to a few of us went to Seton Hall basketball camp. I remember because I had just got my braces taken off and had my retainer, and I threw it out at camp. And I was like, parents not gonna be too happy about that. But I came out of there with a twisted ankle, but we played.
Yeah, see, and see, that's another thing. Like you came from a tough family. Like your brother used to hang with my brother. I met your older brothers later on in life. Like I think it was Barry and Larry.
Yeah, I got a third. The one oldest from them is Tony, then
Yeah.
Larry, then Barry. My oldest brother Tony, he grew up and went to school in Jersey City before we moved to Hillside, so nobody really in Hillside really knew him like that.
Yo, right. Yeah, because he was the older cat. But like from Barry and Larry, like those guys were warriors out there on either the basketball court or either on between the basketball court and the football field. Yeah, football field. That's when it was just like, whoa, you know. And then they like, oh, I got a little sister. Nobody never paid the mind until you got on that basketball court, and then when you get on the court, it was lights out.
Yeah, I mean, so I was a tomboy. I had three older brothers. I didn't have no sisters, so I did what they did. So I would in the backyard trying to shoot, trying to my brother like, you can't go out there and play with them unless you could play with me. And I was like, what? So I did. I just remember playing with, Hassan lived on the same street. We lived on the same streets. Played with them in my backyard. Or remember the little park, the one next to WOK?
Right behind WOK.
Yo, I think for like 2 or 3 summers straight, we was killing them in there playing basketball, like the summer league, getting trophies for this sport and for that. And I think me and my brother had one like kids summer something one year. We was just in there balling. Coming from Jersey City, we didn't have parks that close to us, like, so we was taking advantage. Like, wow, not realizing how far that was going to go. At that time we were just balling and having fun. I wasn't the greatest, but it was fun, and that's all that mattered.
You're right. No, but you know what, Sandy? But and that's why I had you on here, because your name was mentioned, and like when I started this thing, and I just to let everybody know that's coming into the room, I started this thing where we all locked up right now. Everybody's in their quarantines, and so I just sat back to myself, and I'm like, what could I do to get everybody out there? I'm talking to my friends. I want to sit here and I want to talk to you and show that like Sandy's good, she's chilling, and we're gonna talk about some basketball. That's what this format is all about. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. That's what's up.
And like I didn't like your name came up so much. I'm just like, all right, it's about time for me to get Sandy up on here. So that's why I had to go through floor, of course, and then we got it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Listen, that was like, it definitely felt like I wasn't raised with sisters, but those was my girls, right?
Yeah.
Like even to this day, me and Erica Hall hadn't spoken in a while. I spoke to her recently, and we talking like we haven't missed a beat. Yeah. Me and Tip still like this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, you gave me a flashback of like having our uniform and when we got our bags and we got our warm-ups. I was like, wow, like this is serious. Like at the time it didn't like hit me like that, but now I'm looking back like, wow, that was a time to be cherished, because everything comes to an end. So I am truly grateful for that experience with them, for real.
Yeah, and you know what, Sandy, I ain't going to even play around. Like I said at the beginning, you girls, that group of girls, you guys, y'all wasn't coming on the court to play with nobody. Y'all was coming to play, and this was right before the era and the time of the WNBA. When the WNBA came around, it was like, all right, you think in your mind like, well, as a man, you thinking, well, who's gonna go where, who's gonna do what? I knew for a fact, Sharita Freeman, Sandi Byrd, Tiffany Franklin, Sharon Johnson, Anika Simmons, they gone.
You know what? I think when we were in bitty basketball, like January Hall, her father was the coach. I remember that clear as day. Like, if it was around when we were that young playing, I think we would have had maybe a little bit more inspiration in terms of aspiring to maybe play, right? As we got older, it started to develop, but it wasn't really like something plausible, so to speak. So, you know, it was like almost like a dream, like maybe one day they will. But at that point, you know, you graduate high school, I went into the military. My life took a whole different turn. That wasn't part of my focus. Like I know Sharita, that was her thing, right? Like I mostly did it for fun, but I appreciate that it's there now because I got 3 kids and my youngest one is 6, and she's like, "Hey, somebody want to come out with me and shoot?" Like, I'm like, "Right, it's time to go in." She like, "No, wait, let me make 10 straight. Let me make 10 first." I'm like, where do you get this? So you know, everything has its time. I truly believe that.
But it like hey, it's in a. But and I feel what you were saying, but at the same time, y'all was. I want to say, we coming from Hillside and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I believe y'all was ready. Win, lose, or draw. That group of girls that y'all played with guys, it was busting guys' ass. Like
we grinded. We grinded hard. I remember one specific game we played Immaculata.
Oh,
and I think this might have been we might have been freshmen that year. And was it, I want to say Coach K. I can't remember the coach name that was before Coach Platt.
Oh, so it was somebody before Coach Platt.
Yeah.
Oh, when we came, I remember just him.
When we came as freshmen, it wasn't, Coach Platt didn't have he wasn't coaching varsity. I think I want to say Coach K. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. But the sophomore year, and I think I suited up with them because they had me playing boxing one on this chick. Either way, I just remember I said, "Damn, I'm not a shooter, right? Everybody know that. I'll take a few, but I ain't had a courage to really shoot. I didn't like this, so I just rather not shoot, right? But if basketball was like football, where it had offense and defense, put me on defense. I was trying to kill them every day. So I had the biggest chick on the team because everybody knew that she was going to kill us. I was shutting her down. When I say she was red and pissed by the end of the game, because I was going to die on that court before I let her.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. And you know what? You know why I believe it? Because Barry and Larry. That's how I know. That's how I know.
Yeah. And Tiff and all of them was, Erica, Sharon, like, even at that point, Hanifa, and there was another one, I can't remember her name, tall, thin. Either way, they was in there grinding, like we was working hard. I think the way that we used to grind and practice, and then in the games, that's the stuff that you take with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, definitely. It's that Hillside program. And the camaraderie and everything that came with it. Most definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I remember
Profito.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Tiff. I can't remember that. But yeah, that was, for me, that was like one of the highlights. And then even like senior year, I think I quit for like a couple games, and everybody was looking at me like, "Are you stupid?" I just, in high school, going through my thing, I was like, eh. So when I finally, I think the one that got to me most was probably Jalil. He was like, him and Vaisha was like this, and Jalil was like, "Byrd, you can't do that. You got to go back." So I went back, and coach was like, "You not starting?" I said, "Not a problem. I know my place. I do what I gotta do." At some point after I did that, I was like, "Damn, like I let my girls down." But again, I was going through my thing. But I'm glad that I was at least able to ride out the season and kind of finish that up with them senior year. Because I'm sure I probably would have had some regrets about that if I didn't do that. But
right. Nah, but I don't remember you quitting though. Honestly, I really don't. I remember you playing all 4 years. Like me myself, I was a different story. I did 2 years Then I went to night league. Then it was just like, all right, I'm gonna ball in Central, and then like get a regular job, go to school, whatever. Yeah, but I never remember. I can't recall you quitting though.
It was only for like a couple games.
Oh,
It wasn't long.
oh,
It wasn't long.
I'm thinking like you took a year off or something. Oh,
Nah. It wasn't that long. Wasn't that long. But I can't imagine today if we was to get together what that would look like. But that was a great time.
yeah,
Just
and that's pretty much what I'm doing here. Like I'm just like we all quarantined, we all locked down. Like I'm just like, let me talk to my people, let me talk to my friends and people that I know of and things of that nature. And like with the guys, I go do the top 5. I mean, I could do it with the ladies too. I could do it with y'all too. You and Sharita Freeman, the only two that made it. Oh, wait. Yeah, huh? You can tell me any top 5 guys that you've ever seen play on the same team at Hillside or at Central. Any top 5 guys.
so Central is hard because I wasn't down there as much. I wasn't like for what few memories I have. Most of them was on the softball field, actually playing for a few years. I do remember being down at Central playing, but I couldn't give you names if I tried.
Okay.
In terms of at the high school, once we got there and started playing.
Yeah. You could even go female.
But
you go females. You go females too.
For the couple of guys that we saw, right? Because you got to remember if we play in the same season, but I think I don't even know how to pull names if I tried. I could see faces. I can't see nobody's name. I know my brother was a senior that year, which means like Damien and Phil was still playing when we was freshmen, right? So those names stick. I think maybe a little bit before that I had gone to the high school and maybe like Lamont Adams. I didn't really know the older guys like that. So that's tough. But I'm definitely not going to rank my team. I think everybody had their place, right? Like, that's all I'm gonna say. I think everybody had their place. They did what they did, and that's what made us the team that we was. So, I don't even know before like Hanifa and Clarice. I don't even know who was before them. I just know them because we played with them for a little bit before they left.
Yeah. Clarice, I tried to get her, but that was at the way beginning. I don't think she was with it at first. I don't think she understood it. Excuse me. But I don't think she understood it, what I was doing. But yeah, she was nice too, though. She was nice.
Clarice had a shot and a follow through that was like nobody's business.
Like I remember everything basketball. I knew what I had for breakfast. Everything basketball, we good.
Well, you got me beat because I can't remember basketball or breakfast. How about that?
Yeah. All right, so here we go. So let's go through that senior year. How was that senior year for you?
Senior year was interesting because it was the junior year where we won, right, one of them championships where we got our jackets and stuff. So when we became seniors, Sharita, Erica, they all graduated. So now, real talk, Sharita was an intricate part of the team, right? She was a scorer. So now who's filling in her role? I just told you, if it was like football, I was on defense. I'm not a shooter. So now we got to get somebody who can kind of step in and help with that. Tiffany and Shay was taking the boards and hitting the inside. So I think, was it Nakira Irby?
Really?
I think Irby came in and was playing with us and kind of took kind of filled in that spot a little bit. So, you know, now we playing with a different dynamic because we have been playing with everybody for so long that now they're going. Now you got the core like four, and it's like we got, you know, a couple new people coming in. But I mean, we did what we could. We still played hard. You know what I mean? Like we were still grinding. It was just we didn't get as far as we did the year before.
Right. And that's understandable, and I get it. Yeah, because when that group left, because that, like I said, that group that I named earlier with you, Tiff, Anika, Sharita, that's all I knew. That was WNBA bound. Period. And like that was dope. And I like I had a vision, and I mean like you guys took your own ways, and you know you went your own ways and everything like that. But I always saw you guys going to WNBA. I'm like, yo, I know the top 5 one in my mind. In my mind.
Well, maybe in a different lifetime.
Yeah, no, I get it. I understand. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to show you your love tonight, Sandi. Yo, I just remember you being a hard-nosed player. Take a few shots, play your role, do what you had to do. But that team, I need the rest of that team up here. I mean, like if they enjoy it and if they enjoy this show, there's only a little bit of your
Absolutely.
time, just a little bit.
Absolutely. Listen, anything for you, Ike. You got it. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. Absolutely.
I definitely appreciate it. I mean, like I saw, I see Tiff's up here. What up, Tiff? And I see somebody else was in here too. I can't call the name. I gotta just scroll back down. But yeah, like I'm showing y'all love, man. That Hillside basketball team. I started off with Sharita. I didn't want to make it be like a whole guys thing. I said, yo, we had girls that played too.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
You know, I'm giving y'all.
Our little mark in there. We came in with our little jackets and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all got y'all chicks. You know. So I'm just trying to show y'all love while we locked down and quarantined in. You know, and hopefully I get some more of y'all up on here. I know I got a couple of other guys I'm going through. But
Okay.
besides that, you know, I want to thank you for showing up, being prompt, and we got to do
little
it.
technical difficulties. It's all good though.
But it's all good, Sandi. I really appreciate you coming on tonight.
Absolutely, Ike, no doubt. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
And what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna do this tonight. I mean, like IG Live got something new going on. So to everybody that's watching and just listening and everything, if you follow me or Sandi, it's gonna be on her page, my page. I'm gonna put it up in the Hillside room, and it's also gonna be on YouTube. So if you want to follow me on YouTube or Sandi on YouTube, I'm gonna send her the link, and you guys will be able to see us. Nice little chop up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Sandi, I appreciate you for stopping through.
No doubt, Ike. Take it easy.